He had done so much work on the script from the original writer that there was an extremely tall doorman at the Cromwell's Chinese Theater up at Hollywood Boulevard.
Great directors don't announce favorites. They just keep calling the same names. Robert Wise spent 50 years building American cinema one frame at a time. West Side Story, The Sound of Music, The Day the Earth Stood Still, The Setup. He worked across every genre without losing his voice. Horror to musicals, war epic to science fiction. Each film felt different but carried the same precision.
Army for a wise guy. Do you understand that?
Wait a minute, you bum. I mean, you may be a captain and all that. You don't impress me so hot.
Wise never chased trends. He chased the truth. He studied his subjects like a documentarian, then filmed them like an artist. When he found actors who understood that balance, he held on tight. The ones who could disappear into roles without disappearing from the frame. The ones who brought craft over charisma. He directed 39 films, launched careers, won 4 Oscars, but only 10 actors truly defined his vision. These weren't always the biggest stars. They were the ones who showed up ready, the ones who trusted his process, the ones who made him better. Here are the 10 actors Robert Wise held closest, and why their work together changed cinema forever. 10. Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff arrived on The Body Snatcher already a legend, but Wise didn't want the monster. He wanted the man underneath. Karloff played a grave robber with quiet menace, no theatrics, just calculated darkness.
You're a new assistant?
I'm Donald Fettis.
I'm very pleased to know you, Master.
The film became Wise's favorite early work and helped launch his directing career. Producer Val Lewton connected them. Wise was still learning to direct. Karloff taught him through silence. Every glance carried weight, every pause built dread. Wise later said Karloff showed him how restraint creates more fear than spectacle.
He said, Joshua, go do it. You're doing a fine job. So he was a tremendous influence in films at that time and certainly for...
That lesson shaped everything that followed. The collaboration was brief, but foundational. One horror film that proved psychological terror beats jump scares. Karloff gave Wise confidence to trust actors completely, to let them find the character without over-directing. That trust became Wise's signature. He never forgot watching Karloff work. The way presence replaced performance, the way stillness commanded attention. Years later, Wise still called it the template for every film he made. 9. Susan Hayward. Susan Hayward walked into I Want to Live carrying a death sentence, not her characters, her own reputation for being difficult.
I guess it's kicked some way.
Mrs. Graham, we have a tough, ugly job to do, and you're making it tougher and uglier for all.
Wise didn't care about gossip. He cared about commitment. Hayward gave him both. She played Barbara Graham, a woman fighting execution with raw desperation that felt documentary real. Wise prepared obsessively for the film. He visited prisons, studied execution procedures, filmed with documentary-style precision. Hayward matched his intensity completely. No vanity, no star demands, just brutal honesty. Wise later said she became Barbara Graham so completely, he forgot he was directing an actress. The performance earned Hayward her only Oscar. Wise earned his first Best Director nomination. Their collaboration proved that realism requires actors brave enough to strip away all protection. Hayward never worked with Wise again, but the impact lasted forever. She showed him that great performances come from total surrender. That vulnerability beats polish every time. One film, one Oscar, one lesson Wise carried through his entire career. 8. Paul Newman. Paul Newman was 26 when Wise cast him in Somebody Up There Likes Me, a replacement for James Dean after Dean's death. Newman could have played it safe. Instead, he took risks.
Championship of the world! The Illinois Commission wouldn't go along with New York.
His Rocky Graciano was streetwise, damaged, electric. Wise watched a star being born in real time. Wise gave Newman freedom to explore the character. No rigid direction, just guidance. Newman responded with instinct and preparation in perfect balance. Wise later said Newman understood film acting immediately, how small gestures read bigger on camera, how stillness creates power. The film became MGM's biggest hit of 1956. Their relationship was professional respect, built on mutual trust. Wise offered Newman other projects. Newman always considered Wise's calls carefully. Though they never collaborated again, Wise called Newman's emergence his proudest directing achievement, watching raw talent become refined craft. Newman proved to Wise that great actors don't need molding, they need space to breathe. One breakout role that validated Wise's instinct for casting unknowns over established stars. 7. Robert Mitchum. Robert Mitchum brought danger to every frame. Wise cast him in Blood on the Moon, knowing exactly what he was getting. A cowboy drifter with moral ambiguity built into his DNA.
Make up your mind.
Mitchum played it with trademark cool, all subtext and shadows. The collaboration felt effortless because both men valued economy over excess. Wise designed a realistic fight scene for Mitchum and Robert Preston that became legendary. No stunt doubles. Just two actors exhausted after brutal choreography. Wise wanted authenticity. Mitchum delivered without complaint. The director later praised Mitchum's professionalism. Show up, hit your marks. Find the truth, leave. They only made one Western together, but Mitchum embodied everything Wise valued in actors. No ego, no drama, just the work. Mitchum understood that film noir requires actors who can suggest violence without showing it, who can threaten with a look. Wise called him a natural, someone who made difficult scenes look simple. That ease became the standard Wise measured every actor against. One film, one perfect fit. 6. Rita Moreno and George Chakiris. Rita Moreno and George Chakiris walked into West Side Story as supporting players. They left as Oscar winners. Wise co-directed with Jerome Robbins, but Wise handled the dramatic scenes that gave both actors their breakthrough moments.
I want to bust cool. I want to go cool. Boy.
Moreno's Anita was fire. Chakiris' Bernardo was proud. Both burned through the screen. Wise trusted them completely during the dramatic sequences. Robbins choreographed the dancing. Wise captured the emotion. Moreno later said Wise understood how to film pain, how to let actors find grief without pushing. Chakiris credited Wise for making him feel safe enough to be vulnerable. Both performances felt lived in, not performed. West Side Story won 10 Oscars, including Best Picture. Moreno and Chakiris won Supporting Actor awards. Wise shared the Best Director trophy with Robbins. The film proved that musicals could carry dramatic weight when directors respect actors as much as the music. Wise never worked with either again, but their performances defined what he could achieve. 2 careers launched, 2 Oscars earned, 1 perfect collaboration. 5. Robert Ryan. Robert Ryan understood failure. That understanding made the setup unforgettable. Wise needed an aging boxer who refused to throw a fight. Ryan gave him dignity wrapped in desperation. The film was shot in real time. 72 minutes on screen, 72 minutes of story. Ryan never broke character once. Wise prepared obsessively for the film. He frequented boxing arenas, photographed fighters, studied exhaustion. Ryan matched that preparation with his own research. On set, they communicated through shorthand, no long discussions, just trust. Wise later said Ryan gave him the most honest performance he'd ever filmed. Every punch felt real because Ryan made the pain real. The setup won the Critics' Prize at Cannes. Ryan earned widespread acclaim. Wise established himself as a director who valued authenticity over Hollywood polish. Their collaboration proved that great performances require actors willing to suffer for truth. Ryan showed Wise that naturalism beats technique, that audiences respond to real sweat, real exhaustion, real defeat. One boxing film that changed how Wise approached every character thereafter. 4. Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen called the sand pebbles payment for every sin he'd ever committed.
Drop the armor flaps. Call general quarters.
All hands to general quarters. Man your battle station.
The 3-hour war epic nearly broke him. Wise demanded everything. Location shooting in Taiwan, monsoons, political tension. McQueen delivered the performance of his lifetime as Jake Holman, a Navy engineer caught in political chaos. Wise originally wanted Paul Newman. When Newman declined, McQueen became the choice. Wise saw something deeper in McQueen than cool rebellion. He saw loneliness, isolation. That quality made Jake Holman breathe. McQueen later said, Wise pushed him harder than any director ever had. No shortcuts, no star treatment, just the work. The film earned 8 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture and McQueen's only Academy Award nomination. After filming, McQueen took a year off from exhaustion. Wise called it his most difficult production, but his most rewarding collaboration. McQueen proved that even icons can evolve. That vulnerability beats machismo. One epic film that showed what McQueen could become when someone demanded more than attitude. 3. Christopher Plummer. Christopher Plummer called The Sound of Music S&M behind the scenes. He hated sugar, but Wise understood that tension. He used Plummer's cynicism to ground the film. Captain Von Trapp needed an edge. Plummer brought it without breaking the tone. His performance kept the movie from drowning in sentiment. Wise cast Plummer after seeing him on Broadway. He wanted sophistication over sentimentality. Plummer initially resisted. Too sweet, too safe. Wise convinced him by agreeing completely. They worked together to make the captain complex, worldly, conflicted. Plummer wrote letters suggesting changes. Wise listened. The collaboration worked because both men valued restraint. Plummer's facial expressions carried more weight than words. Wise's camera caught every micro-emotion. The Sound of Music became the highest-grossing film of its time. Plummer remained ambivalent about it forever. But Wise appreciated what Plummer brought. An anchor in sweetness, a counterbalance to sugar. Years later, Plummer admitted the role worked because Wise never forced sentiment. One reluctant performance that saved an entire film from collapsing. 2. Natalie Wood and Richard Beymer. Natalie Wood and Richard Beymer carried West Side Story as Maria and Tony.
No. He's like Bernardo, afraid.
Both faced the impossible task of making Shakespeare's lovers feel modern. Wise handled their dramatic scenes while Robbins choreographed dance. Wood brought vulnerability. Beymer brought earnestness. Together, they created a tragic romance that transcended the stage production. Wise knew both were stretching beyond comfort zones. Wood worried about singing. Beymer questioned his dance ability. Wise focused them on the emotional truth of their scenes. The balcony, the marriage, death. Those moments belonged to Wise's direction. He let them find intimacy without forcing chemistry. The result felt organic despite being highly constructed. West Side Story dominated the Oscars. 10 wins, including Best Picture and Director. Wood and Beymer became forever linked to the roles despite mixed feelings about the experience. Wise appreciated their commitment to material that could have felt dated. They trusted his vision completely. That trust created cinema history. 2 young actors who gave everything to roles that defined them forever. 1. Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews was Robert Wise's first choice for Maria, not because of Mary Poppins, because he saw something beyond charm. He saw steel underneath sugar. Andrews worried the role had too much sweetness. Wise promised to cut it.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine.
That conversation proved they understood each other completely. Their collaboration on The Sound of Music created magic. Wise photographed Andrews like a gauzy angel in key moments. She gave him warmth without cloying, strength without hardness. The opening scene alone became iconic. Andrews running through mountains, voice soaring. Wise's camera captures pure joy. No other director made her look that luminous. The film became the biggest success of both their careers. Wise won his second Best Director Oscar. Andrews earned a nomination. They reunited with Starr, attempting to capture lightning twice. The film flopped, but their working relationship never wavered. Wise called Andrews the ultimate professional, always prepared, never difficult, always present. Andrews later said Wise taught her film acting, how less is more, how stillness carries emotion. They only made 2 films together, But the impact lasted forever. She was his muse, his anchor, his proof that great directors need great actors to reach their full potential. One perfect partnership that defined an era. Wise never ranked his actors. He measured them by commitment. These 10 gave him everything. They showed up without ego. They trusted his process. They made his precision feel human. In their performances, Wise found his legacy. They brought truth to fantasy, reality to spectacle, emotion to technique. Some worked with him once, others barely knew him. But every single one left cinema changed. Their names live in his greatest films, frame by frame, choice by choice. Who's your favorite on the list? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel for more studio insights.